Hi, Biology. Mr. Wagner here, taking us through the notes on the appendicular skeletal system, anatomy of the appendicular skeletal system. Remember last time we did the axial skeletal system. Axial is my axis from my head all the way down to my spine. And then the appendicular is going to be everything that kind of sticks off to the side or sticks off down below. Okay, so let's jump in and take a look at what we're talking about. All right. The appendicular skeleton, general information about him, includes the shoulders, hips, arms, and legs. Anything that kind of sticks off to the side or to the bottom. There are 126 bones in total for the appendicular skeleton. The primary function is to support and to enable movement. So my axial skeleton was pretty much about protecting my brain, my lungs, my heart, all the vital organs, and allowing some support. Okay? But you'll notice that for the appendicular skeleton, there's almost no protection. It's simply for movement. So I can move my legs and walk, so I can move my hands and arms and fingers and grab things. So the axial skeleton is more about protection. The appendicular skeleton is more about movement, even though the bones do protect vital things also. That's true, they protect things also. But the main purpose of primary function consists of 4 bones in the shoulder, also known as the pectoral girdle. Pectoral, and my pecs are my chest muscles. So the pectoral girdle. 2 scapula, scapulae, singular is a scapula, known as the shoulder blades. So when you feel over your back, your shoulder blades. This is what wrestlers have to pin to the mat in wrestling. Pin the shoulder blades to the mat, the scapulas. It contains a socket in it, like a nice little socket where the ball will fit in for your arms. This is my ball, this is my socket, this is my ball and socket joint. We'll talk about joints a little later. They don't rigidly attach to the axial skeleton. In other words, it's not solid, the attachment, it's rather loose. And they only articulate with the humerus and the clavicle. Articulating it is to connect and move alongside of or with the humerus and the clavicle, and we'll talk about those. The clavicle is what you know your collarbone. That's what Aaron Rodgers broke a couple seasons ago, his collarbone. It literally sticks out right at the collar, and it runs this way. You'll be coloring that in your coloring packet. Articulates with the scapula and the sternum here. Consists of 60 bones in the upper extremities. Only 6 are in the arms. The rest are all in the wrists, hands, and fingers. Tons of bones in the wrist, hand, and fingers. And when we say 6, of course, that means 3 on each side. 3 on my left arm, 3 on my right arm. The humerus. The humerus is the upper arm. That's the big one here where our biceps attach. This is the humerus bone. It articulates with the scapula, ulna, and the radius. My ulna and radius are the 2 lower ones. My scapula is up top. The forearm. The forearm consists of 4 bones, 2 in each side. Remember, 2 bones in each arm. The radius. The radius is located in the lateral side of the forearm. That's my thumb side. So wherever my thumb is, that bone is going to be my radius. Even if I rotate it here, then it's still this way and it crosses over. It literally crosses over, but it's still my thumb side. That's how you want to remember. The radius is your thumb side. Rotates over the ulna. The ulna is the smaller bone on the medial side. That's my little finger side. So wherever my little finger is, that's going to be my ulna. If I go this way, then my ulna is here. Does not move when the forearm is rotated. So this one stays the same. It's the radius that either flips over or flips back. The radius will flip over top or cross over or cross back. But the ulna does not move. It always stays with my pinky side. Has a hook that attaches to the humerus. Has a little hook on this one, a little tiny hook that will attach right there. You'll see that with the coloring packet. The wrist. Bones of a group are known as the carpals. The carpals, that's all in my wrist, contains 16 bones, 8 on each side. Each one has a special name. You'll not have to memorize these. But in the coloring packet, you will be coloring all these 8 bones. The pisiform, the lunate, the scaphoid, the trapezium, trapezoid, the capitate, the hamate, and the triquintrium. Bones are arranged in 2 rows of 4. This allows the wrist to bend in several directions. I can go down and I can go up. I can go side to side. I can curl circles because of those 8 separate bones and the way they're arranged. I can do all that cool stuff. Hands and fingers, 38 bones. Again, that would be 19 on each side, 19 on the left, 19 on the right. The metacarpals, these make up the palm of the hand. So the bones in here are my metacarpals. 10 of these, there are 10 of these bones, 5 for each side. And then the metacarpals that make up the thumb is held by a ligament that give it great mobility. That's one thing that separates us from other animals is we have an opposable thumb. These fingers go this direction, the thumb kind of goes in a different direction. Because of that, we can grab things. If we didn't have that thumb, imagine trying to picking up a Coke can or something like that with just these fingers here. You wouldn't have nothing to kind of brace it or support it on the back side. Very important that we have that. And then the phalanges. The phalanges are 28 of them, 14 on each side. And there are 3 in each finger and 2 in the thumb. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14. And those make up my fingers, phalanges. Phalanges. The pelvic girdle. Pelvic, this was my thoracic girdle, the shoulder. The pelvic girdle now is my pelvis. Is a ring of bones. The sacrum makes up the back, and the sides are made up of a pair of bones called the coccyx. Each coccyx is literally 3 bones fused together. The ilium, the ischium, and the pubis. The coccyx, the coxal bone, and the pelvic bone all refer to the same thing. So if someone says, I broke my pelvic bone, or I broke my coxal bone, or I broke my coccyx, they're all the same thing, just different names for the same thing. Similar in basic layout to the upper extremities, to this girdle up here in your shoulder, similar, but the bones are thicker and stronger. Much thicker, much stronger, because they have to bear the entire weight of the entire body. Each lower limb has 30 bones, 15 in each leg, and then 2 in each leg, 2 and 2 is 4, and then 26 in the foot and ankle. 26 in the foot and ankle. Bones of the leg. The femur makes up the thigh. That's my big bone. It's the largest bone in the body. It's the strongest bone in the body. It's the hardest bone in the body to break. The femur. It attaches to the pelvic girdle at the hip. I have the tibia, one of the bones in the lower leg, the main weight-bearing bone in the leg. Extends from the knee to the ankle. And the tibia is the one that's on the inside. So inside, if I'm standing, it's on the inside of my leg. And the fibula is on the outside. It's much thinner. It's found on the lateral. Lateral means outside. And it does not attach to the femur. It does not attach at all. It attaches actually to the tibia. Tibia is such a big one. You'll see that in the coloring packet. And then there's the patella, which is the kneecap, found in the top of the joint between the femur and the tibia. Serves as a brace for the patellar tendon and to increase the leverage on the joint. Also helps protect the joint from injury. Bones of the ankle and foot, tarsals. Just like in the wrist we have carpals, in the ankle we have tarsals. And these make up the ankle, tarsals. 14 bones, 7 on each side. The talus, the calcaneus, are the heel bone. The vernacular, cuboid, and 3 cuneiform bones. 7 on each side. Thick and strong to support the weight of the entire body. Remember, the whole body, all 150 or 200 or 250 pounds of you has to rest upon these ankles. And again, why do we have so many bones? Why 7? So that I can get a wide range of movements. So that I can play basketball, I can pivot, I can push off, I can do all kinds of things with my ankle and move it in lots of different ways to get lots of different movement. When I run, when I stand, when I raise myself up, when I leap and jump, all those things. The talus is what connects to the tibia. The talus is the main bone. And then just like I had metacarpals in the hand, I have now metatarsals in the foot. These make up the base of the foot. This would be like where your shoelaces go over top of. The shoelaces go over top of the main bones in your foot. Those are my metatarsals. 10 bones, 5 on each side, form the framework of the arch of the foot. And then also phalanges. Notice that they're the same name as I had for my fingers. Just like my fingers are called phalanges, my toes are technically also called phalanges. And there are 28, 14 on each side. Again, they make up the toes. That's arranged in 2 for the big toe and 3 for every other. 3, 6, 9, 12, and 2 more, 14. So this would be my toes. Phalanges are my toes and my fingers. So don't forget, if I ask how many phalanges do we have, not only adding my fingers together, but also add my toes together. All right, that's our notes for the appendicular skeleton. Make sure you fill in your note packet. That will be very vital for you in studying for the test. You'll also need the notes that you have in there so that you can answer further questions and assignments. All right, have a great day.